Hi there, and welcome to the Clear Skin Essentials. I'm your host, Natasha St. Michael, and thank you so much for joining me. So today I want to talk about oily skin. I want to talk about the 3 worst mistakes those of you with oily skin are making. And what I've also done too is I put together a little guide of 15 more tips for oily skin. Okay, and these tips are diet and lifestyle and skincare tips on how to manage and reduce oily skin. And what you can do to get it is I'll put a link below. All you need to do is click the link and download the free guide. So today, let's talk about the 3 worst mistakes most people with oily skin make, okay? And this is what is making your oily skin worse. And this is perhaps what's setting you up to having acne breakouts and just too much oil in your skin that it's not manageable. So the first mistake is using a harsh cleanser, okay? And I think that all of us have made this mistake, and a lot of people continue making this mistake thinking that they're doing the right thing, okay? Because when you have oily skin, you feel like you need to clean that off constantly, right? Because throughout the day especially is that it can really build up and it can be heavy, like a heavy layer of oil or sticky oil on your skin. And so a lot of times when you have oily skin is that you gravitate towards using something to really clean it off. And a lot of times cleansers can be too stripping because your body pretty much needs a thin layer of oil in order to protect your skin and keep it moist and keep it elastic. It needs it. But if you take that off, what ends up happening is that your body just starts producing more oil because it needs that protective barrier again. And you could actually be setting yourself up to producing too much oil. So it's kind of like the more you take off, the more your body's going to produce. And so you get into sort of like a vicious cycle where it's like you have oily skin, you wash your skin with a harsh cleanser, you take off all the oil, and then your body just produces more. And how you would know if you're using a cleanser that is too harsh and that's kind of like stimulating overproduction of oil is you would know after an hour or two after washing your face, if you start getting a really heavy layer of oil on your skin that soon after washing your face, that's an indication that the cleanser you're using is too harsh, it's too stripping. I would also say too is anyone with oily skin that's using a harsh cleanser is that after you wash your face, if you feel like you need a moisturizer or a lotion or something because your skin feels kind of dry or tight, that's a problem too. Because when you have oily skin, that's usually the least of your worries, right? Is that when you have oily skin is that your skin is quite moist and elastic because of all that oil. And if you're taking too much off and your skin suddenly feels like dry or tight, you've taken way too much off to be feeling like that. Okay, so those are 2 things to be watching out for, and those to me are a big red flag that you're using a strong or too harsh cleanser. And this also goes with exfoliants as well, is that a lot of times when you have oily skin is you want to exfoliate your skin as well to kind of get off that layer of oil and get off the dead skin cells and all of that. And sometimes too is the exfoliant you're using too is too harsh. And what I see a lot too is when people are using chemical exfoliants like AHAs, like glycolic acid or salicylic acid, sometimes that throws the pH balance of your skin off. And what ends up happening with that is that if you're using sort of like a exfoliant acid, or chemical exfoliant, and your skin pH is being thrown off balance, that too is going to cause your body to start overproducing oil to create a protective barrier on your skin. So a lot of times you're doing things to help your skin, but you're only making it worse. And so my suggestion is that you're like, this might be happening to me, is less is best. Okay, so if you're using chemical exfoliants, I would take a break and see what happens with your skin. If you're perhaps thinking you're using a harsh cleanser, or maybe you need to be using a more gentle cleanser, a few things to watch out for when selecting a cleanser for your skin is, I would say 2 ingredients never to have in your cleansers would be sodium lauryl sulfates. Okay, so SLSs, check on the ingredients label of the products you're using, make sure that's not in it, because what that is, it's a foaming agent. And that really, it strips people's skin. And also too, I would avoid anything that has got ethanol in it. Okay, and ethanol is kind of like rubbing alcohol. And on labels, it would be written either alcohol or ethanol or alcohol SD or alcohol dennet. Okay, those are the alcohols to avoid. There's other alcohols that are actually moisturizing alcohols or fatty alcohols that are not stripping to your skin. It's the ethanol that you need to be avoiding. Okay, so those are two things to be watching out for when selecting a cleanser. And really, you want to be using a cleanser that's just taking off like the debris and the dirt and the stuff from during the day. You don't want something that's like making your skin feel like tight and overwashed. Really, your skin, after you wash your face, should feel soft and supple and feel good. You should be able to go on with your day without having to put anything on your skin after washing it. And if you do feel like, oh, I need my moisturizer or my lotion, it's too stripping, it's too drying what you're doing, and you're just making your body produce more oil, okay? So that's the first mistake. Mistake number 2 is using silicones, okay? Using products that contain silicones. And unfortunately, a lot of mattifying products, a lot of products like makeup products and beauty products that are formulated to kind of conceal the shininess or give you a matte finish, they're made with silicones, right? And the problem with silicones is that they actually will make you produce more oil. Because a silicone is not a breathable material. And it sits on the surface of your skin. And the view with the skincare industry is that silicone helps to kind of seal in moisture. But if you have oily skin, if you have something that's kind of like a sealant on the surface of your skin, it's just going to make you produce more oil underneath it. And that's why if you've ever used any product like a primer or foundation or any kind of pore perfector product that has silicones in it, you might notice that like after an hour or two of using it, suddenly you have the thickest layer of oil on your skin. You know, it looks good for an hour, but like after that, it's worse than it was without it. And that's just because it's almost kind of suffocating your skin, that your skin is just producing more oil and more dampness or more moisture under that sealant, and then it comes through. You know, you don't want to walk around wearing like plastic wrap on your skin, but that's kind of what you're doing to your face. You know, so, and then the problem too with using anything that's kind of sealing things in is that not only are you sealing in the moisture, but you're sealing in any kind of bacteria that was on the surface of your skin, any kind of like dirt or debris or anything that's collecting on your skin is getting sealed in by that silicone. And that itself too could be what causes breakouts in acne and skin irritation. Because as I said before, with using anything that's going to like irritate your skin in any way, that too is going to make your body overproduce oil. Okay, because the oil that your body's producing through the surface of your skin is to help protect your skin. And so if it is kind of like on red alert, like, oh, you know, something is irritating your skin or something's inflaming your skin, your body's going to naturally produce more oil to create a barrier, you know, and to protect your skin and shield it. And so you don't want to put anything on your skin that's going to in any way be irritating it or suffocating it or just causing problems with it, because it'll just create more oil. And then the third mistake, and this is a diet mistake, is those of you with oily skin, when you eat a lot of carbohydrates in your diet, the spike in your blood sugar and an insulin spike actually triggers your body to produce more oil and sebum. It's an automatic thing. And so for some of you, the reason why you have such oily skin might actually be coming from what you're eating, that you're eating too many carbohydrates. And your blood sugar is spiking. It's going up and down, and every time it goes up, there's an insulin response, and in turn with that insulin response comes sort of stimulation of oil production. And so it's an interesting kind of connection between carbohydrates and the state of your skin and producing too much oil. A lot of times people associate oily skin with eating too much fats. And I do agree to a certain extent that eating too much cooking oil can definitely increase the appearance of oil on your skin. It could actually increase the oils building up on your skin. But eating foods that have healthy fats in it, I think that's actually a good thing for your skin. I don't think that's going to make you have oilier skin. But definitely cooking oils, and definitely having too much carbohydrates. And when I say too much carbohydrates, I'm not saying you must go on like a low carb diet in order to get rid of having like super oily skin. What I'm saying is you need to be decreasing carbohydrates in your diet to see if that can help your skin. And a lot of times it's not about like decreasing healthy carbs like fruit or something, it's decreasing the processed carbs that can make a huge difference. So let's say you drink soda, or you eat chocolate bars, or you eat a lot of bread. I would work on getting rid of that stuff and seeing how your skin responds to it. You might be quite surprised just by doing that, how much it decreases the amount of oil that's accumulating on your skin, and how much more manageable your skin becomes, okay, and less breakouts and flare-ups and all that kind of stuff too. All right, so if you want more tips for oily skin, do download my guide of 15 diet, lifestyle, and skincare tips for oily skin, and I'll put the link below. Plus, go and visit today's blog post at theclearskinessentials.com for more on the 3 worst mistakes people make for oily skin. Have a fabulous day, everyone, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.